Subway.
In an enchanted land that seemed untouched by the steady march of time, there lived an old master named Gohan, who found a baby boy abandoned in the wilderness of the region. The old master raised the boy as his own child, and marveled as the youngster grew and became uncommonly strong. Now the boy, known as Goku, is on his own, and has become the sole guardian of his grandfather's most mystical possession, his Dragon Ball.
There we go. Alright, how you doing, Rescue Squad? It's been a while. It's been a good while since I did this. How's everyone doing in the chat? Oh, excuse me. I meant to start earlier. Hey, how you doing, Caro? I meant to start earlier, but like I had like a bad headache when I woke up earlier, so I wanted to talk about this because like I got upset yesterday when I saw the announcement for like a certain show I liked. So I was just like, no, I need to talk about this now because like this is getting ridiculous with Disney. But before we get there, um, yeah, I woke up like around 8:30 with a headache because like my only guess is because I went to bed pretty late, and it wasn't like I couldn't like just willpower alone. I just like okay, I just need to like let it sleep a few like an extra 30 minutes to let it simmer, and it worked actually. Like my headache's gone for the most part. Like I can still feel it. It's not bad. Like it ain't bad. Like I don't know how to explain. It's like if this is even a freaking term, it's like the residue of the headache is still there, but I don't feel it. Cause like I just needed like get like another 30 minutes of sleep, and then I just set this whole thing up. By the way, this is probably gonna be a solo PokeChat live because I think Trey's out right now. Yeah, Trey's like I think he's out of town, and judging by like the on the Discord, not many of the others are online. So this is probably gonna be a solo one, which is fine, because I feel like I do need to discuss these topics right now with all of you people in the chat right now. And let me check the music real quick because I swear to God, if this thing starts another ad, I'm gonna be mad. Okay, good. The issue is like I don't have YouTube Premium anymore. I had it when I went on my trip to Mexico. Don't have it anymore though. No, so I figured I'd play lo-fi for like it's fitting for what we're gonna be talking about. Ah, perfect. Thank you, Caro. Cause yeah, cause like there's some things we are gonna discuss today. This is gonna be kind of a different PokeChat live in terms of like one. I think this is my first time being alone for a long time, just chatting with you guys, which I think is fine. There's nothing wrong with like having solo streams. And two, this is more or less a topic that's kind of like need to be discussed right now. Otherwise, if it's not discussed, no one's gonna like take interest or like be aware of this situation when it comes to like animation as a whole. And this is scary for me because this is the industry I want to get into. Like, this is my career I want to get into when I'm finished with college. So yeah. And I apologize for like, the lack of streams and everything like that. It's just like, I think the most issues that just came around with me is just the fact that like personal stuff came up that kind of made me lose motivation, to be honest, to like continue content creating. Well, not to stop. It's more or less just I need to take a break. Because originally, me and Trey was supposed to get together and talk about like our trips. He went to Japan, I went to Mexico, and when I come back, we were supposed to like have like a little PokeChat session talking about our trips around the world. Despite the fact we only went to only two places. But when like a certain only a few of you know what actually did happen, so I'm not gonna get into details of that. I'm just gonna say this: that did hurt a lot, and I did need it to like take time for myself, just like reflect. And after like a while, is like we kind of lost our chance to talk about that since like both our trips were like long ago. And Trey made a video about it, which by the way, I recommend you guys go check it out. Like, it's a really cool video. I always like vlog videos about like people traveling around the world because like you get to see like what they are, like new environments, new surroundings. So highly recommended. Like, highly recommend you guys go watch Trey's vlog about his trips in Japan. And I plan on doing special videos with MediaNet for Halloween. But since it's already in 2 weeks, and I don't know if I'm going to do that. Granted, I think the most what we could probably do is just like have a live stream to discuss it, because like the plan is basically for like me and him to get together and talk about all 4 of the Scooby-Doo direct-to-video movies, the ones where they dealt with actual monsters. Just because I watched that a while back, all 4 of them, and I'm so upset the fact that like they never made more of them taking on monsters, because like that's always been a cool idea. Carl, I'm gonna be honest with you, the trip was boring. It was fine, but it was just boring. And the only reason because boring is because, sad to say, my family don't really like going out to places. But that's not here nor there. I have been meaning to get back into like YouTube though, like for a long time. I was doing the Scarlet Wonder log or Surprise log, whatever you want to call it now, on Twitch, but because I don't have a good like audience on Twitch, it kind of like, not gonna lie, kind of hindered my my drive for that playthrough. But maybe I could just switch it here to like YouTube, since I feel like YouTube is much better because I have a big audience here. Not many people know I have a Twitch, or if they did, they just forgot or like think I just stopped, which is fair. I don't do Twitch that much, to be honest. I originally was gonna do Twitch for like non-Pokemon streams, because, or like just non-Nintendo streams, because like that's last October. I remember I played Monstrum on that stream, on my Twitch stream, because that's ideally Monstrum is not really like a game that's suitable for my channel, just because of like the intensity it is. And also, I think it was just good traction. But I think from here on out, though, I think I am going to stick on YouTube, to be honest. If I really need to go on Twitch, I'll make sure to let everyone know, like, I'm going on Twitch this moment. Anyways, in terms of the future of my channel, though, this kind of sucks because, unfortunately, because I don't want to get into this detail, but like, so many like people are leaving, and I'm like, I'm kind of like had it with like people just like up and leaving, I don't know where to be honest. So to me, it's like it's hard for me to like really like the thing with the okay, okay. Let me be straight. Well, I am straight, but let me make it clear. Um, I would love to have new members to join the PokeChat team because as of right now, it's just me, Trey, Tiny, and Phantom. Well, Phantom. I forgot his name. I know his real name, but I don't know if I should say it. But most of the time it's just me and Trey, and sometimes and Cratchit is with us too. It's just that we all get busy, and I would love to open the doors to new PokeChat members, and of course, the veterans are still here with us. Of course, they're just not with but the term veteran obviously it means like they're not with us anymore in terms of relax, everyone's fine. I'm saying like they're not members anymore. They used to be members, but they moved on. They all moved on to like better parts of their lives. But they're always welcome to join us since they're in the Discord right now. Connor, technically you're a veteran too. Well, that's actually just a term that people say for, like people who like started first, like who were part of this like group and then like disbanded basically or something like that. Because I know in Toy Story 4, Woody called his friends veterans because like they were used to like having to be put away and have to wait till they can be played again. So I always just view veteran as like a very like high respected like term. Like saying, yeah, we've done this before. We know what to do, basically. I love this song. I love lo-fi. But nah, like and we talked about this early in last year, earlier within the year. I just think the issue is because we weren't able to do as many PokeChat lives as we wanted to. Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, the year's almost over. We only got 2 months left, which is it's insane because I'm like, god damn, I wish these years could just slow down. Uh, Koro, I'm not gonna get into that. I'll just say this: there's also like a lot of factors why I had to put the hiatus in, and most of that was because of like my mental health was like starting to like get astrayed. But you are right though, like because of how Journeys was perceived and like poorly received by all of us, it was hard. Each week it was getting harder and harder to get motivated to talk about a show that like, or like a series of a show that I love, just like not really performing as well as I know it can. And along with a lot of other things that happened around that time, and like let's just say, had I not like put us on hiatus for that time, I would have snapped. I would potentially like had a mental breakdown, either offline or online, like during live streams. So I think it was for the best that like we did went on that hiatus because it was getting that bad. But I'm in a better place now though. I'm doing good though. But no, more or less just like I do miss those times. Like yeah, 2020 was a rough year for everybody. Like don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it was the best year ever. I'm just saying like all the darkness that happened within that year, good things did happen around that time. And it's just unfortunate that like freaking new people who are joining us now aren't able to like get those experiences that we had. Let's see. Yeah, but if you wish to, let me know. I'll be around. But for now, time to discuss the monkey boy and the poor decision by the silly mouse. I was gonna say the freaking shoot. I had a better name for the mouse, but I forgot what it was. Oh yeah, the mascot of the evil corporation. So let's get into it, guys. Enough talk about like the past. Time to talk about the future and the present. All right. So Dragon Ball Daima, and just in case of what some odd weird miracle Trey does manage, I'll be in here for a bit. Just in case, I don't think so. If did I get him? I think I did. Did I? Okay, cool. Yeah, I got him. That's weird. Why does it do that? This is Cell's theme, isn't it? Yeah, it's perfect, Cell. I knew it. Alright, here we go. Alright, so, to those who've been living under a rock for the past 2 weeks, last Friday was the world premiere, or not the world premiere, but like the premiere of the newest Dragon Ball series, Dragon Ball Daima. This series takes place right after the Buu saga, but before the 10-year skip, and before Super, obviously. From the context, this takes place about a year. I want to say a year after the Buu fight, because they're celebrating Trunks' birthday in the episode. And I guess I should put this actually real quick. I'm gonna print this real quick just in case if we got new people joining us. Put this here just in case. Spoilers. There we go. Alright. So, Dragon Ball Daima. This series is interesting. Because one, it doesn't follow up after Super. It takes place before the event of Super and Battlegrounds, obviously not. But this takes place right after the Buu. They defeated Buu. Because in the beginning of the saga, we are introduced to the... I'm gonna say and assume he's the main villain. He has a year after the Buu saga because they had to make a wish to make the Earthlings forget about evil Buu. This takes place in the age before Battlegrounds. Okay, perfect. So, I forgot the villain's name. I think it's like Gardner. Not Gardner. I don't think it's Gardner. Or Goma? I think it's Goma.
With the MX Gold card.
I am not sponsored by that. Here we go. Daima. Okay, let me see. Villains. It is... Shoot, it doesn't tell me the name. Dang it, it doesn't tell me the name of the little Majin guy. Hey, yo, Luke Skyrunner. I knew it. It was Goma. Oh, that's interesting. In Portugal, it means magical. Well, magician. But yeah, okay. So Goma and his apprentice, or not apprentice, but like his lackeys, are watching, weirdly enough, the Boo fights. Like, I like it whenever they do this because it makes it feel like they're watching like DVDs or whatever in Dragon Ball Z while watching Goku and the others fight the threats of one saga and another. I remember in Super, Goasa was watching this thing called God2 with Goku and Hits fight, and I'm like, I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Anyways, and I'm basing this off what I saw on the subs, and like, keep in mind, um, I only saw episode 1 twice and episode 2 one time. So, forgive me, my knowledge isn't as best, especially since I'm watching this on Hulu's subs, and Hulu subs aren't really known to be like, they watched the abridged version of the Boo Saga. That Team 4 stars did not made. Fair enough. Fair enough. Although to be fair, they got burned out. I'm not gonna get too hate on them. They got burned out. But anyways, apparently we learned that this is actually the area where Deborah was from, the King Deborah. And when they saw that he died, Goma realized that he can now become king of the demon realm. And this is interesting too to me. The demon realm makes like an interesting appearance to me. And the reason that's interesting to me is because I remember back then, the demon realm was just like this weird. I always just assumed the demon realm was just hell, like, or HFIL. I always thought that was it. But that's, to be fair though, it would be weird for the demon king for hell to be sent to heaven. So that was just my mindset as a kid. Later on, obviously, we now know that demon realm is a completely different world. The real question is this, though. Is this part of Universe 7, or is this just its own world, then? Who knows? Anyways, we also learned that Supreme Kai has 2 siblings. Oh, okay, it's a pocket dimension with good demons too. Okay, good. So, Supreme Kai has 2 siblings, a brother and a sister. And I know a lot of people are like kind of confused in terms of like why he never brought them up. But to me, it's like, okay, think about it this way. Would you bring up your family members who are kind of like sketchy or like got it straight or like never did good things ever? Like, I'm not gonna bring up any of my relatives who did that stuff because, like, what purpose is that gonna bring up? It's like, I get why he didn't brought them up. He's probably just too ashamed of them. Now it is fair enough. We're like, they never existed before now, but still, it's just like, look at it this way. Sometimes siblings just don't like talking about each other, depending on the relationship. And also, it'd be kind of weird to like bring it up during the Boo saga, during like the major Boo fight. And I'm like, cool, you have a brother. Can he help us? No? Then why bring him up? That's my mindset, at least. Anyways, I'm not too bothered by the whole like he had a brother the entire time. I think people just like take that too seriously. Wait, isn't this from like the training arc before the World Tournament? Anyways, so after they find out the Boo has been defeated and Bibbidi and Bobbidi, whatever his name was, I didn't care, are defeated, they realize Goma can finally rule the demon realm. Like, he can finally become king of the demon realm. But there's just one little issue. Goku and the others. And to me, I'm like, why are you not worried about Goku and the others. I feel like they'll only do anything if like you do something to Earth. No, that's not to say like they'll still help out. Like in the Frieza saga, Goku showed up to fight against Frieza, but after he killed Vegeta, Goku realizes that now the stakes are more higher now. This is no longer like a friendly match. This is now a fight for survival, not just for him, but the entire universe now. He even says it for the people of like the Saiyans and and Namek. So the Z fighters aren't the Z are well known to fight when they need to fight. I'm just saying, like the Demon Realm is like a completely weird place. So it's like, Goma, you could just like take over and like nothing bad will happen to you as long as you don't do the stupid thing you actually did. But my guess is like they're checking the bearings, especially since like Supreme Kai is buddy with them. Like Supreme Kai is like their friends, I guess. There's a chance he could tell Goku and the others like what's happening in the demon world, and then they'll go in to fight. So, not long after that, we get introduced to a Namekian in the demon realm, and at first I thought it was Kami. I'll be honest, I thought it was Kami at first, and I'm like, oh no, wait, that's not Kami. That would make no sense at all. And I forgot his name too, but like, it is interesting to know that there are Nameks in the demon realm. That takes it so that way the Demon King Piccolo is still relevant now. Despite the fact in Dragon Ball Z, they low-key retcon that into saying like, oh, he's an alien the entire time. He was an alien. But now here is like, oh no, like they're Nameks on Namek, but they're also Demon Namek. So I think that's a nice twist. That's a nice touch. So they head off to Earth, I guess. Like yeah, they head off to Earth, and like the very weird transition. Like, you want to know what this stuff reminded me of? And this is a weird movie to bring up. Any you guys seen Rango? Like, have any of you guys seen the movie Rango? Because I couldn't help but see that whole scene with the fishes, and I'm like, this feels like Rango. I feel like I'm watching Rango. Because Rango has a weird scene with a fish too, and I'm like, what's with anime is with fish? What the? Then again, I'm not gonna bring up that one sequel of the fucking penguin surfing movie. That's a weird anime moment. Anyways, they get to Earth. Gohan is nowhere to be seen, and I feel like that's still a lame excuse to like make sure that Gohan doesn't get involved. And I'm like, I feel like Gohan would want to help bring everyone back to normal, too. Like, or is like, based on like the standing in the opening, it does look like it's just gonna be Goku, Vegeta, and Piccolo. So at least Piccolo is joining the fray. At least he's coming along for the adventure. Because if this was just Goku and Vegeta all over again, I'm like, this is just Dragon Ball Super mini version then. But the fact they have Piccolo here does give me like a low-key sense of, okay, at least it's gonna be interesting. At least it's gonna be interesting. They'll finally give Piccolo some screen time. Finally, it's something he's been lacking as of late. And I guess the good news about this is this does take place a year after the Buu fights. They don't have Super Saiyan gods. They're not gods yet. Especially because Gohan would have been... Well, yeah, because like the wish itself said anyone... Goma made the wish saying like everybody who fought Cell, like the group and their friends, turned into kids. And Shenron went specific. I was like, well, how do you want me to change them? And then be like, the first grade for the adults and like babies for like the kids already. Probably not. From what I can tell, though, basing off this off of like the idea of like he wasn't specific with the wish. Because I think what happened was like he didn't make like the phrase like turn them back how they used to look like when they were kids. He just said turn them into kids. I think that's just like that's like the difference because like obviously many of these guys don't look like how they did back when the original. Yeah, I think they just de-aged them. They just de-aged them. They didn't de-age them. They just shrunk them to like the size of kids. Because in episode 2, Goten and Trunks are self-aware. They're not like mindless babies. They know what happened. And it's weird how they can talk telepathically. Yeah, that's okay. This could be a freaking Rugrats moment where they can talk to each other, but the adults can't. But not like that's why like so many of these guys like look so different than how they used to back in the day. Like that's my guess at least. But yeah, afterwards, obviously we go on to like Goma kidnaps Dende just in case the Goku the others try to do something. And it's interesting to see that like because they shrunk into kids now. Um, Most of them can't use their powers right now. Well, they kind of now because it's been 10 days, but you can still tell they're still trying to get the footing right. So to me, it's interesting to see because they're playing around with the idea of what happened in GT, where like GT Goku can still do everything, but intertransmission. And I think this is a better payoff. It's like okay, you've shrunk. That means your body isn't used to like this type of power now. And before anyone gets on this case, I'm gonna say right now: have you ever got shrunk down to a kid again? Do you know how that affects you? I don't know how that affects me. If you know how that affects you, let me know. Also, it's like a younger mind now. It's like a younger body now, so it's not used to like all this intensity, despite the fact Goten and Trunks are there. I'm because the Chopper has like generation differences. Anyways, after I do like the fact that Bulma talks about how young she looks now, despite the fact that she's a kid now. So obviously she is gonna look young. And I do like the fact that Master Roshi is taking full advantage of this now. So now, ideally, I would love to be an episode where it's just Master Roshi walking across the streets and trying to pick up girls, but they can't do anything because he's a kid. I'm trying to think what else is there. Oh, that's right. Goku gets the power pull back, like, and I think that's a nice touch. I think that's a really nice touch because I'm about to go on an adventure soon. Goku realizes that I like to tell myself that Goku wants to replicate his adventures. He wants to replicate his adventures that he had back in Dragon Ball, but now today. But I think that's fine. I don't mind that at all. I'm surprised the Tien isn't there, to be honest. Like, I'm surprised by that. My only guess is, like, because... This is my only guess. Tien wasn't present during the Buu Saga. That much. He was there to help out to, like, stall Super Buu, but... Aside from that, though, he didn't do anything else. And that kind of sucks. I don't know why they exclude Tien from that entire saga. No, yeah, that kind of does bug me because it's like Tien is like a really good fighter. I've been watching him in Dragon Ball. He was really good. So it's like, I treat him like this, like, and once the new character comes in, by the way, I forgot his name though. I want to saw the episode 2 one time. I'll probably watch it later tonight again. He and Goku and Supreme Kai are gonna go to the Demon Realm first, while the others wait for Bulma to fix up that spaceship that Supreme Kai had to go save Dende, and then potentially to like restore everyone back to the original age. Glorio? I think it's Glorio. So yeah, Glorio and Goku and Supreme Kai are gonna go alone for the time being, which I'm hoping to God this is gonna be like they'll show up in the last episode type deal. It doesn't look like it is though. I think they're gonna show up within like an episode 2 from now, because like Bulma even says it'll take us even faster than now that she knows how to fix the ship now. I will say this though, I'm curious to see the English dub because they got the original VA for Goku back. I'm curious to see what they're gonna do for like the others. Like I want to see who's gonna voice Kid Vegeta and Kid Piccolo now. Because I swear to God, they're just gonna like have them do high pitched voices. I mean, like, this is Crystal Sabbath, by the way. This is, God damn it. Yeah, I don't care. Damn, I wish I had a premium again, but I don't have the money to buy it again. Yeah, but anyways. So yeah, Goku and Granola, not Granola, that's the other guy, and like later on in Super. And Supreme Kai, Glorio and Supreme Kai, they head off, and that's about it. That's all we got. And from the 2 episodes we got so far, I could definitely tell this is just gonna be like a more or less like a more calmer, funner series. Which, you know what? Given the fact that this is Toriyama's last project he worked on before he passed away, rest in peace, legend. Excuse me. I can't think of a better way to end off your career, as that is how he went, like this. Toriyama started Dragon Ball Z because he loved anime, he loved manga, he loved to tell funny stories. He was that type of person who likes. He liked comedy. He loved funny sketches and everything. That's how he got his starts. And as time went on, it is cool to see all the epic stuff. We see the action and like the deep storylines. But there's something wholesome seeing this. The fact that this is Toriyama's last project he worked on, and based on how I've seen it so far from the 2 episodes so far. Now, keep in mind, this is all early. This is very early impressions. I feel like we're in for like a style of Dragon Ball, or original Dragon Ball, but modernized. Yeah, like there is still a plot. There's still definitely a plot in hand. And we're gonna learn a lot of stuff about what happened in the Demon Realm. But for the time being though, as of right now, I'm gonna say this right now, Daima it's probably not gonna be the best series, obviously. I don't think so. At least in my eyes, it's not, and that's not to say it's flawed. It doesn't have flaws. It might have flaws later on, obviously. No series is perfect. Even Dragon Ball Z, and all the other ones, even all the shows I like, they have flaws. But if the show is just gonna be fun and a fun adventure, like the old days, then I'm okay with that. And like I said, because this was Toriyama's last work before he passed, this really enough correlates with like how he wanted Dragon Ball to have been. a fun adventure with a boy and his friends searching for Dragon Balls. And now, the last project he did was about a boy and his friends searching for the Dragon Balls again. Only this time, the Dragon Balls are connected to Dende. And yeah, this is a fitting yeah, like she Bulma did begun the journey with Goku, so if it's fitting that she's part of it now. Even though I don't think now this is the I don't think this is gonna be the last Dragon Ball product we're gonna get, obviously enough. But in terms of like Toriyama's last project, it's fitting. It's very much fitting. I just kind of wish the others from the original series joined in too. So as of right now, I'm gonna say this right now, real quick. Daima, they probably only made 3 instead of 7 because the rest of the episodes. Get a 6-month break. Okay, let me read this real quick. They probably only made 3 instead of 7 because the rest of the episodes are going to be plot important and not fight important, since it's only it's only, I think it's a 25 episode series, or 26, 24. And Toy's budget will be okay. But still though, like it's good to see they're just gonna have fun. That like and to me, I don't mind fun animes, fun shows in general, so long as you don't break what's already been like established already. And I did brought up the whole Supreme Kai and Kabito Kai like unfusing, defusing type thing with Majin Buu stuff. Only because like I feel like everyone brought that up already to me. Can we all agree that people judge Daima too early? No, yeah, I feel like people jump to the conclusion like, oh, this is like it's GT all over again. Like the. My issue with GT came to the fact that it was just Goku and Goku alone. And while this is still Goku and Goku alone, they at least had the DC to bring back Bulma, Vegeta, and Piccolo. It does suck that like all the other Z fighters aren't going to be able to fight at all. Obviously, my only hope is like I hope that like within the ending, um, say that like they got to charge into like the castle one by one, and all the Z fighters come back to help out, and one by one they fight off whatever, like monsters, henchmen, whatever. I just want to see the Z fighters work together again. That's something I miss in Dragon Ball Super, to be honest. Whereas like they just rely on Goku and Vegeta, but it's like in Dragon Ball Z, they all work together. In the Saiyan Saga, Goku, Krillin, and Gohan work together to beat Vegeta. And this is after Vegeta turned to the Great Ape and everything like that. So Goku was already decommissioned by that point, but it's up to Krillin and Gohan. The Frieza Saga, in order to buy Goku time to heal up, they hold their own against Frieza, and they did a pretty good job for the most part until you went to his other forms. The Cell Saga, when Gohan was doing the Kamehameha, fought his son Kamehameha, all the Z fighters joined in to fight Cell to give the iconic blast to weaken him so Gohan could finish the attack. And the Majin Buu saga, the most I can really say is like all the Z fighters got forms and like hold their own against Buu, but like I always said this, and I'll say this again. I felt like the final climax of the Buu saga should have been, the final wish should have been like teleport all the people who fought Buu, i.e. Gohan, Goten, Trunks, maybe Piccolo, Krillin, Yamcha, like bring all of them to the world of the Kais, so they can fight Buu too, so they can hold off Buu while Goku powers up the Spirit Bomb. Because to me feels like a better end off than just give Goku back his hand. Like I don't mind that ending, but I'm just saying the way how I would have ended would have made more impactful. Because then at that point, it's like a team effort. It was a team effort by that point in time. And even in Battle of Gods, well, no, not Battle of Gods, they didn't hold on. Yeah, after one super happens, like it just became like Goku and Vegeta can handle everything by themselves now. And it's like that sucks. I like it when they worked as a team. That's always been a thing. So like that's my hope for like when we get to like the climax of the story. Because obviously they're still gonna have action. Goku's transformed to a Super Saiyan. They're still doing the fights. I'm hoping though, like the climax is like we gotta rush the tower to get Dende, and they all do their iconic attacks and poses or like whatever. But are you gonna buy Sparking Zero when it comes to PC with crossplay? I thought it was already out with PC. I can't buy the game right now. I don't have the money to buy it at all. Sadly, I want to get it though. But I always assume when you buy it on PC, it was already with crossplay. Or is that not the case? Because that's one reason why I'm not talking about Sparking Zero because I don't have the game, so I can't talk about a game I haven't played yet. Ah, what? Oh man, okay, I'm just better off just asking for a PS5 for Christmas then. Because God, that sucks. That sucks. It's like Sparking Zero was like my PC is like the only way I can play Sparking Zero. But if I can't crossplay it, what's the point of me buying the game? I mean, I'll play it for like the story and the exciting parts, but it's like most people that I know who game the game is going for the PS5 or or Xbox Series X, whatever Xbox calling themselves now. Man, this is why I prefer consoles or PC. I still like my PC, obviously not. I play games on it, but it's not like it's games that like restricted to the PC. That's why I use my PC for. It's just like PC games, not for like games I could buy on different consoles. Because that is to me is just like that's stupid. I'm not. I'm not. I'm done. Anyways, so overall though, I'm not gonna give Daima a rating yet, just because it's still new. I want to give it a time, but based on what I'm seeing right now, it has potential. It definitely has potential to be a fun series. This is obviously Toriyama's last work, obviously enough. So, um, I'm gonna try my best not to hold that to Daima because the last thing I want to do is like disrespect Toriyama's work. I love his work obviously enough, but even as a fan, I still need to acknowledge like some of his hiccups here and there. I'm not disrespecting the man himself though. I'm just acknowledging like his mistakes. As humans, we all make mistakes. So if your honest opinion is like you don't like Diamond, that's fine. Like you could say you don't like Daima. Like no one's gonna hate on you for not liking Daima, so long as you're not disrespecting Toriyama as a person or his work as a whole. That's fine. If you go on and say like, oh, this is the reason why he really like no, don't be like that. Don't be like that. Don't be like those people. If you don't like Daima, that's an honest opinion. If you don't like Daima because of the direction they took, that's fine. That's criticism. But don't be like, oh, I don't like this because this was Toriyama's last work. They told him, end the story you created. When did they say that? But the point being, ladies and gentlemen, don't be a jerk. let's just all acknowledge this real quick. Toriyama left a legacy. Whether you love or hate one of the series, that's fine. I don't like Super. Some people don't like the OG Dragon Ball series because of how laid back it is. Some people don't like Dragon Ball Z just because it's too action, which, alright, I guess. And maybe people won't like Daima because of the direction they took. Like, oh, where's Gohan? Why on the other Z5s fighting with them? That's fine. But I don't think we should attack a man who's not here anymore. In the end of the day, he left behind a legacy. And it's up to you which part of that legacy you love. Whether it's the games, the anime, or the manga. The point being, thank you, Toriyama. And with that said, we can move on to the second topic of our discussions today. That, of course, being the damn mouse. Let me see. Oh, there we go. No, here we go. All right. Here we go. Yeah. Okay. So, let me get one more image out. Screw it, I'll use this one. And go. There we go. There we go. The accurate depiction of Mickey Mouse. All right. So, why am I talking about Disney now? Well, to those who are unaware or haven't been keeping up with Disney's like animations shows as of late, um, Disney has been in this weird mindset lately of canceling shows that they know full well are doing good. Are doing good in the ratings. For what reasons? I'm going to look it up real quick. But if I'm going to guess, it's going to be because of budget. The two shows you guys are seeing right now are recent shows that were on Disney for like a year or two now. The show on the left is known as Haley's on It. Okay, now I saw this shows or Molly McGee, but I need to one day, as well as Amphibian Owl House. Now I saw those shows. I recommend those shows, Coro. I definitely recommend those. Those are really good shows, and these two as well. Haley's on It. This show premiered last summer, and the show's premise is this: the girl with the diary or with the book is she's Haley, obviously Haley Banks, and that book is her to-do list. That's things she wants to do in her life. That's kind of like a low-key bucket list, I guess you can say. Only the difference with this one though is the book she holds could decide the fate of the world. Because in the first episode, a person from the future shows up to her house, or like comes out of her closet and talks to her about the events of the future. Like when she completes her journal filled of everything she wants to do, she gains like a scholarship, and then she finds she helps save the environment basically. Like her whole thing is like in the future, she saves the universe, the world from like climate change, like every pollution, everything like that. But it can only work, it can only happen if she does everything on the list. Because there's one particular list item she does that changes everything. We don't know what the list item is though. That's why she needs to do it all. That's why in her journal, when they show off her journal in the future, everything's been completed. Everything has been done. There's just one little issue with one of her list items. She has to kiss her crush, Scott Denoga, and that's the boy in the back behind her. And she's terrified to do that because she's afraid of what's gonna happen if she kisses her. If he's gonna feel the same way back, it's literally the same trope as like all the other love shows we've seen from Disney so far. As like, I have a crush on this said individual. I don't know how they're gonna react if I tell them I like them. Is the world gonna explode or anything like that? Wholesome fun. The show is harmless. I liked it. I wouldn't say it's my favorite Disney show, but I do liked. I found it entertaining. I did like it. Like I said, it's not gonna reach the highest regards in terms of my favorite Disney cartoons out there, but that doesn't mean I hate it. I thought it was a fun show. I did enjoy it. I liked it. If I gotta put Disney on my ratings, I will probably put it in like number 9, like my ninth favorite. And that's what I would have said had they not canceled it. And before you guys get on me, it's like saying like, is it really fair for you to judge a show when it gets canceled? Here's the issue with the show. And Coral, I'm gonna warn you right now. This is gonna be spoiler heavy. Actually, I should probably bring that back. Actually, there we go. Spoilers. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Well, I'll talk more about anything on it. So, each episode, Haley takes on a task item on her list to like scratch it off the list. It could be any like mundane thing, like take a photo of a special owl that she loves, or like I'm trying to think real quick because like, there's a lot of list items that are like pretty mundane, but other ones are kind of like out there, like get the highest record of a video game, or like get a sandwich named after yourself. That's an actual episode. And within the first episode, she was gonna kiss Scott. That's his name, by the way, Scott Denoga. I think I said already. But some girl who, for some reason, the show, I felt like the show originally intended her to be like the typical like mean girl bully type deal, but they changed it last minute because she's very hyperactive. Haley, in the way Haley described her, was like, oh, she's gonna be one of those typical like bad girls who picks on the main lead for reasons. And then and the worst part is she's super nice. I'm like, what's the issue with that? What's the issue with that? I see no issues with that. I get it. The idea is like she's a bubbly person, and no offense to those who are like you guys are cool. I do like you guys. Sometimes though, they do can get kind of like over the top sometimes. Anyways, um, the season finale to Haley's on it. There was a school dance that's happening right now in the school, and along with that, there's like this new app that can help you. They can help you find your like true love, like your soulmate, basically, or whatever. And the way this app particularly is designed is like you're supposed to take a quiz. Scott doesn't take it well, and he winds up with like this really like different girl than Haley, and Haley feels broken because of that. Because of that, um, she doesn't want to go to dance anymore. And Scott realizes that she and the girl that he matched up with don't have anything in common until he learns, oh, I took the test wrong. And realizing that he likes Haley. Only for her to get a date within seconds. Or like not seconds, but like later on. And the way this happens is this. Okay. I gotta rewind real quick. In the beginning of the episode series, Beta, the little teddy bear smartphone right there, that's kind of cute, actually. I like them. He states that if Haley doesn't do a task item within like a certain, like not a certain amount of time, but like a certain task item that needs to be done, it could cause ripple effects. And we saw that with the beginning of the episode of the series, because when Haley tried to scratch out the whole Kiss Scott the Noga, there was like a rip that like showed her what could happen if she doesn't complete her task or like her items. And the world is just in flames. The world is just in flames. The environment is destroyed and everything like that. So she needs to do task items. And along with that, they're chaos bots that are trying to stop her. We don't know who made these chaos bots, and obviously you guys should put two and two together. What's a chaos bot? It's that little thing the Beta's find, the little red robot. Their mission is to stop Haley from doing her task items. And now let's go back forward. Okay, at the dance, Haley's basically dancing with this guy, and I'm giving you guys the Clip Notes version, basically. By the way, like I'm not going into full detail of what happened in the finale, in the season finale. So she realizes that she likes this guy. Beta gets upset with her because he's all like, "You gotta kiss Scott. You made a promise on like yourself that you will kiss him on this day." And she basically says, in the Clip Notes version, in my mind, she just says, "Screw that. I'm done with this. I'm done chasing after a boy that's not gonna feel the same way for me, and all this stuff." And because of that, danger is like lurking behind us. So Beta goes to Scott and tells him the reason the world is starting to like get affected now, because now, back then, whenever she doesn't do a task item, it causes like a second rift until she faces it back. But now the rift is sticking. Scott sees what the list item is, and that's how the show ends. And because of Disney's piss poor decisions, they canceled this damn show. And I'm pissed about that. Because, one, you left your show on a cliffhanger. Now, to be fair, that's not the writer's fault. That's Disney's fault. Disney's all the heads up. And this is why people don't really respect them nowadays. This is why I don't respect them nowadays. Disney needs to stop this whole budget cuts things on shows that they know are performing well, rather than relying on new shows that I want to point out real quick. One of them was very controversial when they first appeared. You know that one show about the Mexican girl who lives in LA? I'm not going to say the damn name itself because I hate it. And here's my issue too. Here's my issue with this whole thing too. Okay, you can shows that in cliffhangers. That's annoying already. That's annoying already because you want to see what happens next. That's annoying itself. My problem with the finale though is Haley's last thing she does was extremely selfish. And I could be a little harsh because it's like, oh, but she's a girl. She's a teenage girl. She doesn't, like, you can make the argument like, but she's still a kid though in the end of the day. Fair. Here's the issue though. She's fully aware of the situation that she's been put in. They made it very clear what the situation she's in now. Whereas, if she doesn't do a task item, game over. And her last act is just to say, I don't care anymore. And so to say, what, you don't care about the world? You know, the world that's in your hands right now? The whole reason why we've been on this adventure as of the entire season? You don't care anymore? Like, I said this a long time ago. because there was rumors that the show might have been canceled. If this show doesn't get a proper season 2 to like fully develop this or like conclude this, Haley Banks and Haley Zone as a whole will go forever be my least favorite show of Disney as a whole. And from what it looks like it, unfortunately, it is going to be the worst Disney show in my opinion, sadly. And Haley Banks will forever be my least favorite character of all of Disney's main leads because of her actions in the final moments of her show. And obviously, like I said, the writers didn't knew. The director, storyboard, they never knew this was going to happen. Disney, for whatever reason, decided to pull the plug in this show. And despite me trying to look for it right now, there's no like real reasoning as to why they pulled the plug on the show. But my only guess, because I'm trying to look for it right now. There's no like articles or anything like that that's saying like why did Haley's on and get canceled. My only guess is because budget cuts. Like they had to cut the show. They just had to cut the show because money. Because they had to focus more on like another show that no one was excited for to begin with. And that pisses me off more because it's like, so you cut out of a show that was successful from the beginning to make room for a show that literally almost got you guys in trouble when an entire country, an entire community who hated how you guys were representing how they live, how they go through things in life. And you guys already know what show I'm talking about. I'm not going to say the damn show's name because fuck that show. I hate that show. And it doesn't even help that the VA for the main lead came out and saying you guys are overreacting. It's like, no, you guys didn't do your fucking research. Okay, I get the idea is like the main lead doesn't know her roots, her Spanish, like she doesn't speak Spanish well. I don't know how to speak Spanish well enough either. But there are better ways to handle that shit. Anyways, so yeah, Haley's on it got canceled sadly because this Super Mario decided to say they want to make more room for I don't know other bad shows. Because my biggest issue with this show too, the fact that this thing got canceled is the fact that like this and along with Big City Greens were like the only two shows I was really watching on Disney Channel to be honest now. Because I actually do like Big City Greens. Like I thought it was a fun premise. I think it's a fun show. Um, Sad to say though, I feel like that show itself though is coming on its last season though, based on how I feel. Oh, not how I feel, but like based on like how I'm viewing the show. They're on the fourth season now, I think, and typically Disney ends their shows within the fourth season, I think. So yeah, like one show I think is possibly on its like final like season soon. This show barely got a chance to like really show off. And it showed because this Twitter got mad about this, and I got mad too. I wish I said something back then, but I was just like, at this point in time, I'm fucking done with this. So after a while, I'm like, at least there's Moon Girl Nova Dinosaur that I'm looking forward to. That shit got ended in a cliffhanger within the midway season, so hopefully we'll get resolved with that. Well, yesterday, Disney announced that Moon Girl Nova Dinosaur ending after the second season. They got canceled. The only good thing about this is Moon Girl is at least having a chance to end their second season. They're on a mid-season break. That is true, Cole. Most shows used to get like hundreds of episodes, like would reach the 100 marks. But yeah, so Moon Girl Nova Dinosaur, a Marvel show. The show follows Lunala, who lives in New York, but like a different area than Spider-Man, obviously enough. But like they do acknowledge that the Avengers are in there and Shield. They made all sort of references to them already, so I actually do like that. Anyways, Lunana is a genius. She's a tech wizard. So one day, the beginning of the show, there's been blackouts happening in her neighborhood, and because the Avengers are too busy with other stuff, she decides that she's the only one who could stop figure this out. So she becomes her persona, Moon Girl, and when she becomes Moon Girl, she becomes a sensation with her city, with her community, and this show lasted for about 2 seasons now. Well, one season and a half. Cause they're on the half break. They're on the like mid season break. And guess what? This show also ended in a somewhat cliffhanger. I'll say somewhat cliffhanger. So, as a typical teenage superhero, the whole trope is like you got high identity from the family. Well, within the last few episodes of Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur, Lunana decides that it's now time for her to tell her family her secret because she feel like it's getting in the way of things. Because in the second last episode, the family's been doing all these fun activities, but Lunana just couldn't show up, and they're getting suspicious because of that. And after she had lashes out on her mother, she comes back and decides. How come Moon Girl ends, but Big Mouth continues after 7 seasons, and even gets a spin-off? Baffles me. Honestly, I don't watch Big Mouth, and order I really care about. I don't like the side of that show. And like that's one of my biggest issues with this too. Not just with animation, it's just with entertainment as a whole in terms of animation. Lunala reveres herself as Moon Girl. She tells her family that she is Moon Girl. At first, they don't believe her, but when a threat attacks their home, they put two and two together, and Lunana fights out the villain. Most of the family members is welcome with her and Devil, the dinosaur, who arguably is probably the second best character in the show. But the mother feels hurt with her final lines on the show saying, "You will never be Moon Girl ever again," and ending the show like that. Now, the only good thing about this is like at least because they're aware of this, they could go back and rewrite some things to make the finale feel special, to make it feel impactful as they can. And I have faith in them. The writing in the show is really good. I love the art style, like I love the aesthetics. So Moon Girl, I feel like has a better chance of like being well ended for what it has. Unfortunately, though, for Haley's on it though, because of Disney's piss poor decisions, I'm sad to say Haley is my least favorite character. Sadly, I made the warning saying like they better end the show, they better continue this plot line up, otherwise Haley's gonna be forever my least favorite character aside from Mordecai. You only never the Mordecai, at least he got what he deserved. My mindset with Haley was that I like to theorize that like when this whole thing happened, the professor or her future self comes to the present or like their timeline, helps them out, and they both scolded Haley for like deciding to like go off the grid, basically stating that like basically telling her like if you never won this responsibility, you should have never made this list to begin with. But we don't know how that shit will ever like picked up because, like I said, Disney's stupid, and this is why I'm not gonna let them touch any of my shows. Like I have a chance to go to like this really cool college that like the whole thing is about animation, and so many good like uh higher ups watch go to a film festival from the students, and their shows get picked up from like all sorts of different networks, and I'm like, when I get there and when I get through this whole stuff, and once I get my show, if Disney ever asks me, I'm gonna tell them piss off. I don't trust you guys after what you guys did to these two shows. I don't care if it's budget cuts or anything like that. You guys are the biggest animation industries of the world. So don't give me the whole BS of like, oh, budget cuts. Cause no. You guys started this whole animation industry to begin with. If anything, you guys should have the most money of anyone. Anyways, I apologize if I got a little heated because I hate when shows get treated like this, especially kids shows, because like these are meant for kids, but I enjoy them because, and I'm an adult. I never agree with the whole mindset of like, oh, you have to like adult shows, so does that mean I have to like Velma? Because no one likes Velma. Everyone was excited to hear that shit got canceled. I got excited because like, thank God, no one liked that show. It bothers because like shows with really good stories, really lovable characters, can only last for like a season two. But with shows like Family Guy, whose whole purpose is just to be gross out and like disgusting and rude and mean to the characters, can last for like season upon seasons. And I'm like, that's not fair. Like that's really not fair because it's like, you know what you're doing. Your show isn't creative anymore. There's some decent episodes here and there, but overall your show is just non-existent, to be honest. Anyways, and same for like the Owl House. The Owl House thankfully at least got a chance to end their show. It's unfortunate that the writer herself said that there were more seasons that she wanted to make, which sucks because I would have loved to see those episodes. I remember actually there was an episode where like Ida and Luz had to like sneak into the Emperor's like castle or whatever, and this was before like the climax of season two, and she was like, "Wouldn't you want to have a beach day?" And Luz was like, "Maybe we had 20 more adventures for us, but we don't." I always like those jabs, especially so like part of me feels like whenever we take these jabs at Disney, sometimes it feels just a retaliation, but like to me, it's like your retaliation just makes us pay you more. To be honest, and it makes you really immature. Like you guys were so immature, you guys tried to extend the rights to Steamboat Willie, and look what happened. You guys didn't get those rights, and lo and behold, we could perform Mickey Mouse now, and y'all can't do nothing about it. At least for Steamboat Willie. Anyways, um, moving on though. Nope. Let's see here. Overall though, my point being, everybody, animation needs to be taken seriously, especially for these entertainments. I never liked the whole stigma of like meant for kids, for kids. Well, not because for kids entertainment, but still, it's like adults can enjoy these shows too. And the reason why we can enjoy them a lot is just because how fun they are. Keep in mind, I grew up with The Simpsons too, but even I'm acknowledging like The Simpsons. I'm starting to say this. Simpsons died out long ago for me. I don't watch those stuff, and most I watch them is just the Trios of Horror, which even then, their recent Trios of Horrors haven't been the best. The only one I liked as a recent was the Death Note parody, and even then, that's only 7 minutes. So, bottom line, let's treat animation how it should be treated. With respect as all the other entertainments out there. Because if we keep letting them do this, lo and behold, entertainment is never going to be treated the same ever again. And I refuse to let that happen. That's one reason why I want to get into the industry. Because like I refuse to let any of my shows end. And if they end because of executives, then I'll just move my show to a different program. I don't care if I'm going to break a contract. Go ahead. I don't care. Like my mission is to get a show out there for everyone to enjoy. And if you guys are too busy smoking cigars and like freaking, that's your issues, not mine. I know what I want to do. I'll do whatever it takes, and I don't care who or what's gonna get in my way. Bottom line, though, everybody, never let people or execs decide your fate or decide your decisions. I hope to God that these people can at least find a way to like get those shows or stories concluded in some way, shape, or form. Hell, if Haley's on it starts as a comic, like if they decide to make out a graphic novel to wrap up the next season, I'm okay with that. I just want to see if Haley can get what she deserves from the final scene. Because yeah, that shit made me mad. That shit really made me mad. Not too mad though, because I got annoyed. But I was like, she's gonna learn something within the next episode. I can see it. I'm hoping it is. Nope. Anyways, I'm rambling enough. You all take care. This is a shorter one. I just like talk about these shows real quick because I like these shows way more than that stupid show about the fucking girl who can't decide her fucking decisions. Who can't speak Spanish well. And that's a literally copy paste of the Loud House. Seriously, I feel like they just saw the Loud House and Casa Grandes and just said, let's make a show, but let's offend a lot of people. Anyways, take care, everybody.